Okay, so thank you so much for being on my channel today. Could I ask your name and where you're from?
My name is Abby and I'm from New Zealand.
And are you living here or are you visiting?
I moved here a couple of years ago. I'd visited Japan a couple of times in the past and totally fallen in love with it. And so when I got a job offer in March 2023, I jumped at the opportunity.
Wow. Well, that's really lucky. And could you tell us a little bit about what you do and how it is working in Japan?
I work at a large Japanese law firm, and I work as an editor, so I'm editing and proofreading legal documents most of the time. And my job is relatively easy compared to what my Japanese colleagues have to do. I often find myself clocking out a lot earlier than them.
I think there's like an idea of Japanese being workaholics, and I hear a lot of foreign people saying like how hard Japanese work and how they put their all into everything. Is there anything sort of like around the work culture or even just like the business culture, the business etiquette that's really different from your country?
Yes, I think Japanese people, it seems as though they work a lot harder than New Zealanders. When I arrive in the morning, all of my Japanese colleagues are already there, and when I leave in the evening, it seems like they're going to be there a lot longer. They work very hard, take their jobs very seriously, for sure.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to ask a little bit about some differences between people in your culture and the mannerisms or the way of life here in Japan. It could be things like that are similar or things that you find really different and maybe surprising.
There are definitely a lot of similarities, I think, more than I would have expected. I think New Zealanders are generally quite polite to one another. I mean, people are definitely a lot quieter, and there's more consideration, I think, given to people in public here. It seems that Japanese people are more likely to sort of stay calm and are less likely to complain than people in New Zealand, perhaps. People are a lot quieter, it seems, but then sometimes when I will go to an izakaya, people loosen up a little bit, and it's a lot easier to have conversations with strangers than it is in New Zealand. People are more interested in what you're doing here and your thoughts about Japan. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. Okay. On the topic of izakayas, how do you find Japanese food?
Absolutely delicious. It's definitely my favorite cuisine. Pretty much everything. I love ramen. I love sushi. I love going to the izakaya and just ordering everything on the menu. Yeah.
It's fun because it's so small and they come at like different times and stuff. So yeah, the izakaya experience is, at least for me from the UK, is very unique.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have something like that in New Zealand?
Less so. The food, dining experiences in New Zealand are great. The food is generally pretty good, but our bar and pub scene, there's no comparison.
Right.
You generally go to bars and pubs just to drink. There's nothing like the sort of, I guess, community feeling that you get in izakayas in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's certainly in the UK, it's very much a case of like going to a bar or a pub to drink and maybe a packet of crisps or something, but like basically just to drink. So yeah.
Yeah, the food is kind of an afterthought in a lot of places, but yeah, there are just so many little spots around my house where you can just go and have the best meal you've ever had, and it's a couple of minutes from home, and it sometimes feels like you're at somebody's house and surrounded by friends. So
Oh, that's so
lovely.
nice. Okay. Is there any food that you've tried in Japan for the first time? Like you saw it and you're like, what's that? And you tried it here?
The first thing that comes to mind is, I'm not sure the Japanese word for them, but Okinawan sea grapes. Well, it was at an Okinawan restaurant the other night, and I had some sea grapes, which were delicious.
Oh, good. Yeah. Umibudo, like sea grape. Yeah.
Umibudo.
Yeah.
What else have I tried? Fish guts.
How was that?
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, I also love plum wine. I had not tried that before, and I'm sure there are others. Oh, chicken sashimi?
Yeah. Raw chicken. Yeah. What did you think of that? Because maybe you don't have it in New Zealand, right?
No. It was good. It was good. I don't think I'd ever had raw eggs before either, and now I have them all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Have you travelled around Japan?
I've done a little bit of travelling. I think because I love Tokyo so much, I have not seen enough of Japan. But yes, I've done little weekend trips here and there.
Have you ever tried onsen?
Yes, yeah. Love going to the onsen. Was a bit intimidated to begin with, but I love the feeling. I love the feeling of coming out and feeling like I have no bones.
Yeah. Just like hot, floppy, sleepy. Yeah.
Ready for bed.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the onsen.
Why did you feel intimidated for the first time you went to onsen?
I think it was the first time I'd ever been naked in front of strangers, and it took me a while to realise that they couldn't care less. Yeah.
That's a big culture difference, isn't it? Like from the UK as well. Like there's no scenario in which you'd be naked in front of people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It took a bit of getting used to.
Yeah. Is there any other uniquely Japanese experiences that you've tried or you've enjoyed, like onsen or ryokan?
I had never been to a baseball game before. I went a few months back, and it was such a great experience. I've been to a lot of rugby games before and cricket games, but yeah, it was fantastic learning the songs and the dances and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, lastly, is there anything that you'd like to share with the viewers about just anything to do with Japan? It could be about like fashion or people's manner or the climate, anything at all like that just comes to the top of your head?
So I've had quite a few friends from New Zealand and other parts of the world come to visit me while I've been living in Tokyo, and they never want to leave, and they always make plans to come back like as soon as possible, and for me it's because there's just nowhere else in the world like Japan. It's such an exciting place to live, but at the same time it feels so safe, and people are extremely friendly and welcoming and polite, and it's now difficult to imagine living anywhere else because I feel incredibly lucky to be living here. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. Oh, that's such a nice thing to say. And why do you think it is that your friends, when they come to visit you, they're just like thinking of the next time they can come back? Like, what is it about Japan that just keeps bringing people from all over the world back?
I think it's almost overwhelming, the number of things you can see and do and eat and experience here. It's an incredible mix of, I guess, historical and cultural things that you just will not see anywhere else, and then at the same time the best food you'll ever eat and some incredibly lovely people. It's just couldn't really ask for more.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Well, thank you so much for sharing such a positive, glowing review of Japan. And I wish you all the best in your time here.
Thank you.